Hi, it's Monday, January 20th, and this is Geek Revolt Live. Now, I'm experimenting. Well, I wouldn't call it experimenting. This is basically the new format for Geek Revolt Live. I'm just going to recap the biggest gaming stories of the day and, you know, probably play a couple of games and do whatever, just be completely random. But, first of all, I would like to say, I really love my Xbox One. I think it's the best console ever. Okay, I'm lying. It's a good console, but the reason I started off with that was because, well, you know what? I'll get back to that later. But first, I wanted to play some Dead Rising 3, but I can't because, as you can see, it has a 13 gigabyte update that you must download if you want to play the game. And that update just basically adds all the DLC. And speaking of the DLC, they just announced that the first DLC pack will be available tomorrow. And you know what? I think I'll just show it to you. Yeah, because I wanted to play DMC, not DMC, Dead Rising, wrong Capcom game. But yeah, I wanted to play it. But yeah, here's the trailer for the first, whatever it's called.
Our orders, direct from General Hemlock. RPG!
So basically, it's more of the same. New character, like one new mission, a new vehicle, and some new weapons, but the same backtracking and, you know, crap like that. Well, I'm gonna play Hot Shots Golf while I talk about something. But yeah, and that's $7.99 if you don't have the season pass. And I think I called this Hot Shots Golf. I meant Power Stars Golf. But yeah, it's $7.99 if you don't have the season pass, and it's free if you do have the season pass. Now, I didn't buy the season pass for Dead Rising 3 because honestly, after beating the game, I'm kind of sick of it. I don't really care if I ever play it again, just because it's too much backtracking. The map is it's just a pain to navigate. And now the other big gaming news story today was basically people are still coming down on Nintendo. They want them to go mobile and third party. And Iwata basically said, I think it was on the Wall Street Journal, that they're not going to put Mario on iOS, which that isn't shocking. I mean, you know, I don't really think that's going to change their fortunes if they put Mario on the iPhone. They need to do something more drastic, but it probably would earn them some money in the short term. You know, because all I know is Nintendo needs to do something. The Wii U, it's probably not going to make a comeback. You know, I know some of the hardcore Nintendo fans will jump down my throat for saying that, but it's the truth. I don't think it's going to make a comeback. I would love to be proven wrong, but, you know, because I've owned one since day one. You know, same is true for the 3DS. I buy all of Nintendo's consoles, but, you know, sometimes you just have to be honest. It's not doing well. But I don't think they're going to go third party and talking and trying to play golf. Not a good idea. But yeah.
That was ill-timed.
Because I even feel like if they cut the price down to like $200, I don't even see the Wii U taking off at that price point. Because I think a lot of people, like, you know, average Joes, they would probably still want to buy a PS3 or an Xbox One over a Wii U. And that's kind of sad, but honestly, the PS3 and the Xbox, not the Xbox One, the Xbox 360, I actually think they're a better value than the Wii U because they have more games and they still have all the first party games coming out for them, and I'm doing horrible. But yeah, so all I know is just Nintendo, they need to stop being so arrogant. You know, it's just like, come on, it's time for a change. I like Iwata, but part of me thinks they need to, like, they need some new blood in there. They need to just not necessarily fire him, but they should, you know, axe him. I know he said he doesn't want to resign, but something needs to happen. He got a birdie? And I'm not even getting a par. Yikes. Bogey. Yeah, but yeah, there's a lot of people just saying Nintendo, like, hey, make games for the Xbox One and the PS4, and honestly, everybody saying that is really delusional. Nintendo would, they would go out of business before they start making PS4 and Xbox One games. I can see them making an iOS game before they would actually put something on a competitor's console. But even though I don't really see them, I don't even see them doing that. But, you know, it would make them some quick bucks. They could port their old Mario games to, you know.
Player one.
And that clip just recorded by itself. Oh, come on, I can do better. But yeah, they have a bunch of retro games like Mario, Zelda. Hell, they could even put a few of the old Pokemon games on the iPhone, and I'm sure they would be #1 in like a few hours. But for some reason, Nintendo doesn't want to do that. I think they said it would devalue their brand. Yeah, it's just, they're just weird. I want them to stick around, but I want them to just realize that they can't do whatever the hell they want. They have to pay attention to the competition and, you know, follow, not necessarily follow the trends, but they have to step outside of their bubble. They can't afford to do that.
For a birdie.
You know, they're not Apple. You know, Apple can kind of afford to do whatever the hell they want because, you know, they have the #1 smartphone and the #1 tablet in the world. But Nintendo, oh, talking too much. Talking too much. This guy's gonna get me again.
For par.
What? How did he do that? Oh, man.
Bogey.
He's going to get a bogey, too. Yeah.
Bogey. Totally bunk. Oh.
Now, I said something about the Xbox One. Stop listening. Now, the other big gaming news story of today was just that Microsoft is paying, they're paying YouTube users to promote the Xbox One, which is stop listening. Okay, let me see. I'm trying to find this. Yeah, but Ars Technica, they posted an article, stealth marketing, Microsoft paying YouTubers for Xbox One mentions. This is kind of a funny story because Microsoft is, well, they like teamed up with Machinima, and they wanted a lot of the users on there to just say something positive about the Xbox One in the first minute, and they would give them an extra $3 per 1,000 viewers. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with, you know, trying to get them to mention the Xbox One, but it's a little shady because they wanted to keep it a secret. They wanted it to just, say, hey, just mention the Xbox One like like these are your words, like, hey, I really love the Xbox One, and don't tell anybody you're getting paid for it. So it's very shady, but honestly, I like my system, but I don't really put anything past Microsoft at this point because they're just, it's obvious that they're shady. But yeah, that's definitely worth a read if you want to, find another reason to hate Microsoft. But yeah, this kind of shows why, a lot of gamers, they don't trust, gaming journalists or the people on YouTube because, it's obvious that stuff like this does happen behind the scenes. If you're a bigger site or if you have lots of subscribers, somebody might try to bribe you to give them some positive press. But, it's really a shame. Super Mario. I think I had something else I wanted to mention. No. Yeah, back to Nintendo. I don't want Nintendo to go away.
Super Mario 3D World!
I really like them, but I don't think they're going to go out of business anytime soon. And and I know a lot of people that get sick of the whole, oh, Nintendo is doomed talk, but, and then everybody wants to bring up the 3DS. They say, hey, the 3DS made a comeback, so the Wii U will make a comeback too. And honestly, that's like comparing apples to oranges. Just because the 3DS did it doesn't mean the Wii U can do it. Because I don't think it's the same thing. When you really think about the 3DS, I think the 3DS had trouble at first, just basically because of the price, but with this, it's with the Wii U, it's more than price. It's just that, I feel like even if this was cheaper, like I said, I think the average Joe would still go for an Xbox 360 or a PS3 over the Wii U. Price would help, but at the same time, it's just because I don't think it has the games. Nintendo really needs to. I think the only thing I can really see saving is they just really get aggressive with third parties, start offering them money hats and stuff. They, support the Wii U, will pay you, but they're not going to do that because Nintendo is cheap. So, but yeah, it's not the same thing. I know everyone thinks that handhelds, not handhelds, like iPods and iPhones, is going to make it hard for the 3DS. But, there's still a market for dedicated handhelds. When you think about it, the 3DS doesn't really have any direct competition. I mean, the PS Vita, I love it, but, Sony probably should get out of the handheld business because, it's not doing that well. But yeah, that's probably my prediction. I think eventually, Sony is going to get out of the handheld business and Nintendo is going to get out of the console business. Just focus on hand. Oh, come on. I don't know what I'm doing, just talking. But yeah, I would love to see the Wii U make a comeback, but I'm just not feeling very optimistic. But we'll see. Smash Brothers and I don't know, I'm just looking forward to Bayonetta 2. Give me Bayonetta 2 and I'll be happy. Oh. Ah, shit. I ran straight into that. Yeah. Ran into that too. Yeah, Nintendo, but they should get more aggressive on their pricing. It'll help a little bit. They'll still have some problems, but oh man, obviously I have trouble talking because if you go to the Nintendo eShop, like if you look at the launch games. For the Wii U, they're still like $60, which I think is crazy. But Nintendo, they never drop their prices on any of their games, and it's like really, well, Super Mario 3D World, this is $60, which it's worth the $60 because it's a great game, even though I kept dying. So let's see. Okay, I didn't mean to bounce out of that. But yeah, if they did bring their games to iOS or Android, they would probably be overpriced. And nobody would buy them. It's like NES Remix is like $15 when it should be cheaper than that. That game shouldn't cost more than $10. But let's see. Now yeah, Super Mario Brothers U. This game came out like over a year ago when the Wii U launched, and it's still $60. Like, come on, Nintendo. Like, stop being greedy. And that's their problem. They think that they can do whatever they want. They just ignore all the market trends, just try to exist in a little bubble. If this was a Sony or Microsoft game, the price would be, this game would be almost like $30 by now. But Nintendo, they're like, hey, we're going to keep this game at full price forever. We're not going to drop the price. And they need to just stop doing that. Just stop thinking you guys can do whatever the hell you want, because it's not going to end well for you. And also get an account system so I can, download all my games across, consoles if I lose this Wii U. But yeah, that's just so weird. But anyway, it's just a quick episode of Geek Revolt Live. Yeah, get it together, Nintendo and Microsoft. Please just stop bribing people. That's not cool. By the way, did I mention how much I love the Xbox One? I really do think it's the best console, and everyone should buy one. I'm serious. Go buy an Xbox One. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think Microsoft owes me, they probably owe me 5 cents for that. So I'm going to wait for my check, and I'll see you next time. Peace.